We've yet to see a ball get kicked in the league so far this season, yet the bookmakers have installed Celtic once again as the favourites to win the Scottish Premiership title. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Football. And it might be to no one's surprise, but yet again, Celtic are installed as the favourites to win the league title. Now, they are 1-2. That is the best priced odds you can get them. Some bookmakers have them at 4-9. I believe there's a couple in there at 2-5. So we're just going to focus on the best odds that are being offered here. So across the board, that is 1-2. You cannot get better right now than 1-2 on Celtic. And that is, you need to put £2 on to win £1 back. So if you stick £2,000 on Celtic to win the league and they win it, come the end of the season, you would get £3,000 back, your £2,000 original stake, and your £1,000 winnings. And I think that's pretty fair, to be honest. I cannot disagree with that. Celtic now have won the last 3 league titles. They're going for 4 in a row. They have a better starting 11 than Rangers. Squad-wise, I think it's probably a little bit closer. Rangers have brought players in this season, but we've still yet to see Celtic spend money. And let's be honest, they will spend money. Depends on how they spend it. These odds might change. We could see 3 or 4 signings in a couple of weeks' time, and maybe Celtic will go down in odds. You know, maybe people will put money on them, or who knows. Come the start of the season, if Celtic still have not brought in any players in, then Rangers might get closer to them. But for now, I think Celtic at 1-2 is probably a fair odds. And I think if I had money, I'd probably be sticking that on them, because 1-2, in my opinion, is pretty decent. Rangers are in second place, so you can get them 13-8 again. Not really surprising. Obviously, Celtic were going to be first, Rangers are going to be second. It is essentially a 2-horse race. There's nothing really in it. Is there any chance that a team outside of these two can win the league? Probably not. I mean, it would take a minor miracle. So yeah, Rangers 13-8. You've got Hearts in third place. They are best priced 100-1, but some bookmakers have them 66-1. So I agree with that. I don't think you can complain about the top 3. That is the order: Celtic, Rangers, Hearts. That's how they finished last season, and I still believe that is the order in terms of best to worst. I think it's Celtic, Rangers, Hearts. Who's next? I mean, we can all debate. Kilmarnock finished 4th last season. However, they are not 4th best favourites to win the league. That actually is Aberdeen. So you can get Aberdeen at 100-1, although BetVictor is giving Aberdeen 150-1. And Aberdeen are being deemed as having a better chance of Kilmarnock than winning the league. Obviously, new boss Jimmy Phelan's coming in. They do have a decent team, but look like they're going to lose Bojan Miovski. I'm not convinced. Are Aberdeen the 4th best team? Are they 4th most likely to win the league? Possibly. 5th place we have Hibernian, which I'm not seeing. I would have Kilmarnock above Hibernian, but Hibernian here in 5th place, you can get them 300-1. Then in 6th place, you have Kilmarnock, who you can get best priced 500-1. If you think Kilmarnock are going to win the league, then stick £10 on them and you will get £5,010 back come the end of the season. St Mirren in 7th place, 750-1. Then you got Motherwell, 1,000-1. Ross County, 1,000-1. Dundee, 1,000-1. St Johnstone, 1,000-1. And Dundee United, 1,000-1. So once you get down to like Motherwell, the bookmakers just don't really care. They're saying no one can win the league here. We'll give you £1,000. Should there be better odds than that? I think so. Realistically, I think these teams towards the bottom, you should be getting about 5,000-1. If you want to stick money on them, the bookmakers should pretty much give you whatever odds you want, because the likelihood of one of them winning the league, in my opinion, is very, very slim. But that is the odds to win the league. Now, let's have a look in terms of... Let's have a look at Unbeaten, because I thought there were some odds here, and these are a little bit interesting. So, the only 2 teams that... Sky Bet are the only ones actually giving you a market on this, and the only 2 teams they will give you is Celtic and Rangers. So, Sky Bet believe that there is no chance a team outside the Old Firm can go unbeaten. They're giving you Celtic 28-1, Rangers 66-1. Now, considering that both of these teams have went unbeaten, in the past decade. I mean, that's not bad. I think Celtic was the 2016-17 season, and Rangers was obviously the COVID season, 2020-21, where they won the league title. I believe it was 2020-2021. Yeah, anyway, so technically that kind of is good odds because it's already happened twice in the past decade, but realistically, the chances of either of these teams, I think, going unbeaten is tough because none of them are great. You know, they're not at their best. They really aren't. You know, you look at Celtic Rangers last season, they lost a lot of games to teams that you just normally wouldn't expect them to lose to. So I don't think there's much value in any of this. But again, if I had to pick one team that is more likely to go unbeaten, that would be Celtic. So I understand why they're worst odds. So what about top three exact order? Let's see what we've got going here. So if you fancy Celtic, Rangers and Hearts to be the order, first, second and third, you're getting 3-1 on that, which in my opinion is very good. I think that is good odds because that is, in my opinion, the likely finish of the top three. So 3-1 seems solid there. What if we go further down? You can see it's all just Rangers and Celtic. Rangers and Celtic. If you fancy Celtic to win the league with Hearts in second and Rangers third, you can get that 40-1. I've seen a few people actually predict this, so I don't know, 40-1. First Celtic, second Hearts, third Rangers. I mean, it could happen. Unlikely, but it could happen. If you fancy a flutter on that, then by all means, go for it. What about to finish bottom? Who's favourite to get relegated? It seems St Johnstone. St Johnstone are the favourites to get relegated. Do I agree with that? I mean, probably. It's probably between St Johnstone and Ross County. So St Johnstone 9-4 to get relegated. Ross County 10-3. Dundee 6-1. Dundee United 7-1. Then Motherwell, St Mirren, Kilmarnock, Hibernian, Aberdeen. Hearts 100-1. Pretty much not a chance. And then both Celtic Rangers 500-1. Celtic you can get 750-1 at BetFactor. So yeah, they ain't going to get relegated unless there's some sort of like massive points deduction. That's what it would take, or someone to die or something like that. That's it would take something drastic for any of these clubs to get relegated. Even like a Hearts, it would take like liquidation or something, or like a massive 40-50 point deduction, and I just don't think that's going to happen either. The likelihood is St Johnstone or Ross County. I think that's who will be relegated. If I had to pick one, I'd probably go St Johnstone. But yeah, I think it's going to be one of these two. For me, the only other team outside of the bottom two that I'm not convinced about is Dundee United. Jim Goodwin, for me, I'm not sold on. I think that I don't know if he'll even last the season, to be fair. I think we could see Jim Goodwin get sacked before Christmas. That's my opinion on Jim Goodwin. And no, it's not because of his nationality or some bullshit like that. I seen Matthew Miles make a comment saying that I was lambasting Jim Goodwin because he's Irish. It's nothing to do with him being Irish. And actually, when he got fired from Aberdeen, I remember speaking and saying how I felt sorry for him because the players down tools and they didn't try. It's nothing to do with where Jim Goodwin is from. I just think the guy has, failed at Aberdeen, and he was lucky enough to get the Dundee United job because that is, one of the top jobs in Scotland. I mean, outside of the Old Firm and outside of the Edinburgh clubs in Aberdeen, Dundee United is arguably the sixth biggest club. So he lucked into getting a job there, and then he lost the 5 post-split bottom 6 games, and then he struggled to beat Raith Rovers, and he also got knocked out the League Cup in the group stages last season, and he's off to a bad start in the group stages this season, losing to Falkirk. So yeah, I don't think that Jim Goodwin is doing a good enough job, and I think he could be sacked as Dundee United boss, and I think he could potentially take them down if he doesn't get sacked. Other than that, though, I don't see anything changing at the bottom two apart from St Johnstone, Ross County. Maybe Dundee United, but I would imagine they'll probably sack Jim Goodwin before he takes them down. My opinion, I'm going to stick with it. Hopefully Jim Goodwin proves me wrong. In terms of Scottish Cup, we'll have a look at this. So they're only giving you 4 teams, so I don't know what you do here. Oh wait, you can view them all actually. So I am talking shite, you can view them all. So Celtic are 2-1 favourites to win. Rangers 5-2. Aberdeen have got the same chance as Hearts, 12-1. If we go further down, the best priced non-Premiership club is Livingston at 50-1. You've got Raith Rovers 66 to 1, Airdrie, Partick 66 to 1. You got Dunfermline and Falkirk both 80 to 1. Who's the lowest? Who is the lowest? East Fife. You can get East Fife 400 to 1. For me, that's a better bet than, like, say, for example, I think we seen, was St Mirren? I think St Mirren were 400 to 1 to win the league. There's much more chance that East Fife will win the cup before St Mirren win the league. And I'm not picking on St Mirren, so St Mirren fans, don't freak out. But the chances of any team, I'd say there's more chance of East Fife winning the cup than Hearts winning the league. I just think a chance of one team beating the Old Firm over 38 games is extremely unlikely. Whereas the Scottish Cup, you only have to win for these these smaller league teams. I believe there's is it 8 rounds? I think for East Fife they have 8 rounds, and in the first 2 rounds you're likely going to be against teams from the lower leagues. So yeah, for me, there's more chance of them just being lucky and getting easier ties in the draws and then maybe causing one massive upset. There's more chance of that happening, in my opinion, than somebody upsetting the Old Firm for the league. But if you look at the most popular bets here, Hibernian 14 to 1. People are betting Hibs to win the Scottish Cup. Not sure why. Hibs are just a club that fail every single year. But 14 to 1, a lot of people are betting them, maybe thinking that Davy Gray can, recapture the Scottish Cup glory that he had in 2017, 2016. So, anyway, guys, that's it. There's your odds there. Celtic favourites to win the league. Hardly surprising. Will they win the league? My prediction is Celtic will win the league. Obviously, that might change in a few weeks. It depends on the transfer market, but right now, I think Celtic are favourites. So, let me know who you think are favourites down below, who you think will win the Cup. And who you think will get relegated? Do you think these odds are fair? Or is any odds here you think are good value? Is there anything you'll be betting this season? Let us know in the comments, and I'll catch you in the next one. Till then, peace.